Hi. So, welcome to day 14 of our 20-day Genesis read-through. This one I've entitled Horror and Genealogies, which might give you an insight into how I feel about today's readings. There's a really challenging story to begin with, and then afterwards there's an awful lot of genealogies, which are always fun because it gives me a chance to stumble over lots and lots of names. We're reading today from the Tree of Life version of the Bible, TLV, Tree of Life. See if you like it. I have tended towards doing a lot more of our scripture readings from the more modern versions, mainly because I find them easier to read. But maybe for you, actually, you do like hearing the sort of more traditional forms like the New King James or whatever. If you want to let me know, then I can do those in future. But anyway, we're reading Genesis 34, 35, 36 today. So, hope you stay with me. Genesis 34. Now, Dinah, Leah's daughter, whom she bore for Jacob, went out to look at the daughters of the land. When Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he took her and lay with her and raped her. But his soul clung to Dinah, Jacob's daughter, and he loved the young woman and spoke reassuringly to the young woman. So Shechem said to his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this girl for a wife." Now Jacob had heard that he had defiled his daughter Dinah while his sons were with his livestock in the field. So Jacob kept quiet until they came in. Meanwhile, Shechem's father Hamor went out to Jacob in order to speak with him. Jacob's sons had already come in from the field when they heard, and the men were deeply grieved and furious, because he had committed a vile deed in Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, which ought never to have been done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, "My son Shechem, he's very attached to your daughter. Please give her to him for a wife, intermarry with us. You can give your daughter to us, and you can take our daughters for yourselves. You can live with us, and the land will be open for you to live in it. Move freely about in it and settle down." Shechem also said to her father and to her brothers, "Would that I find favour in your eyes. Whatever you say to me, I'll give. Set the dowry and the presents as high as you like. I'll give you whatever you say to me, but give me the young woman as a wife." But Jacob's sons answered Shechem and his father Hamor deceitfully as they spoke, because he had defiled their sister Dinah. They said to him, "We can't do this thing. Give our sister to a man who is uncircumcised, for this is disgrace to us. Only by this will we consent to you. If you become like us, by circumcising every male, then we'll give our daughters and take your daughters for ourselves and live with you and become one people. But if you don't listen to us and be circumcised, we'll take our daughter and leave." Now, their words seemed good to Hamor as well as Hamor's son Shechem. So the young man did not hesitate to do it, since he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was honoured above everyone else in his father's house. So Hamor and his son Shechem came into the gate and in their city and spoke to the men of the city, saying, "These men are enjoying a peaceful relationship with us, and they are living in the land and moving about freely in it. As for the land, look, it's spread out on both sides before us. We can take their daughters to be our wives, and we can give our daughters to them, but by this did the men consent to us, to live with us and to become one people, when all our males are circumcised, as they are circumcised. Their livestock and their possessions, won't they be ours? Only Let us consent to them so that they'll live with us. Now everyone who went out of the gate of the city listened to Hamor and to his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, every one who went out to the gate of this city. Then on the third day, while they were still in pain, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword and came against the city undisturbed and killed every male. Hamor and his son Shechem they killed with the sword. Then they took Dinah from Shechem's house and left. Jacob's sons came upon the slain and plundered the city because they defiled their sister. They took their flocks, their cattle and their donkeys, those that were in the city as well as those that were in the field, all their wealth, their little children and their wives they captured and plundered as well as everything that was in their houses. But Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You've brought trouble on me, making me a stench among the inhabitants of this land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. I am but a few men. They'll gather against me and strike me. Then I'll be destroyed, my household and I." But they said, "Should he treat our sister like a prostitute?" Genesis 35. Then God said to Jacob, "Get up, go to Bethel and stay there. Make an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." So Jacob said to his household and everyone who was with him, "Get rid of the foreign gods that are among you. Cleanse yourself and change your clothes. Now let's get up and go to Bethel, so that I can make an altar there to God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me in the way that I have gone." So they gave Jacob all the foreign gods in their hand and the rings in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the oak tree near Shechem. Then they journeyed, and the terror of God was on the cities that were around them. So they did not pursue Jacob's sons. Then Jacob arrived at Luz in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel. He and all the people who were with him. He built an altar there and called the place El Bethel, because God had revealed himself to there when he had fled from the presence of his brother. Then Rebekah's nurse Deborah died and was buried below Bethel under the oak, so it was named the Oak of Weeping. God appeared to Jacob again after he returned from the Padan Aram, and he blessed him. God said to him, "Your name was Jacob. No longer will your name be Jacob, for your name will be Israel." So he named him Israel. God said to him, "I am El Shaddai. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation, an assembly of nations will come from you. From your loins will come forth kings. The land I gave to Abraham and Isaac, I give it to you, and your seed after you I will give the land." Then God went up from him and the place where he had spoken with him. Jacob set up a memorial stone in the place where he had spoken with him, a stone pillar, and he poured a drink offering on it and poured oil on it. Jacob named the place where God spoke to him Bethel. They travelled then from Bethel, and while they were still a distance from entering Ephrath, Rachel began to give birth, but her labour was difficult. While she was struggling to give birth, the midwife said to her, "Don't be afraid, for this is also a son for you." Now, as her soul was departing, for she died, she named him Benoni, but his father named him Benjamin. Then Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. Jacob set up a memorial stone over her grave. It is the memorial stone over Rachel's grave to this day. And then Israel journeyed on and set up his tent beyond the Tower of Eder. While Israel was living in that land, Reuben went and slept with his father's concubine Bilhah, and Israel heard about it. Now Jacob had 12 sons. Leah's sons were Jacob's firstborn, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. Rachel's sons were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's female servant, were Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's female servant, were Gad and Asher. These are Jacob's sons, who were born to him in Padan Aram. Then Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mam of Kitara Abba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had stayed. Now Isaac's days were 180 years. Then Isaac breathed his last and died, and he was gathered to his peoples, old and full of days. So his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Genesis 36. Now these are the genealogies of Esau, that is, Edom. Esau took his wives from the daughters of Canaan: Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite; Oholibamah, daughter of Anna, daughter of Tzvidon the Hivite; and Basmath, daughter of Ishmael, sister of Nebaioth. Adah bore Elphzah to Esau. Basmath bore Ruel, and Oholibamah bore Jush, Jalam, and Korah. These were Esau's sons, who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Now Esau took his wives, his sons, his daughters, and all the people of his household, as well as all his livestock, all his cattle, all his possessions that he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to a land away from his brother Jacob. For their possessions were too numerous for them to dwell together, and the land where they were residing was unable to support them because of their growing livestock. So Esau lived in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So these are the genealogies of Esau, the father of Edom, in the hill country of Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz's son of Esau's wife Adah, and Reuel's son of Esau's wife Basmath. The sons of Eliphaz were Timan, Omar, Zephro, Gatam, and Kenaz. Now Timnah was a concubine to Esau's son Eliphaz, and she bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These are the sons of Esau's wife Adah. These are Reuel's son Nathan, Zerah, Shamath, and Mizah. These are the sons of Esau's wife Basmath. These were the sons of Oholibamah, daughter of Anna, daughter of Esau's wife Zibeon. She bore to Esau Joash, Jalam, and Korah. These are the chiefs from Esau's sons, the son of Eliphaz. Esau's firstborn were Chief Timan, Chief Omar, Chief Zephro, Chief Kenaz, Chief Korah, Chief Gatam, Chief Amalek. These are the chiefs from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Adah. These are the sons of Esau's son Reuel: Chief Nahath, Chief Zerah, Chief Shamath, Chief Mizah. These are the chiefs from Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Esau's wife Basmath. These are the sons of Esau's wife Oholibamah: Chief Jush, Chief Jalam, Chief Korah. These are the chiefs of Oholibamah, daughter of Esau's wife Anna. These are Esau's sons, and these are their chiefs, that is, Edom. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, the inhabitants of the land: Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishon, Ezra, and Dishan. These are the chiefs of the Horites, the sons of Seir in the land of Edom. The sons of Lotan were Hori and Hemam. Lotan's sister is Timnah. These are Shobal's sons: Alvan, Manhath, Ebal, Shepno, Onam. These are Zibeon's sons, Ai and Anah. That is Anah, who found the hot springs in the desert while he was pasturing the donkeys of his father Zibeon. These are the children of Anah, Dishon, Oholibamah, Anah's daughter. These are Dishon's sons. Hemda, Eshban, Ithran, and Sheran. These are Ezra's sons, Bilhan, Zavan, and Aknan. These are Dishon's son, Uz, and Aaron. These are the chiefs of the Horites. Chief Lotan, Chief Shobal, Chief Tizvon, Chief Anah, Chief Dishon, Chief Ezer, Chief Disham. These are the chiefs of the Horites, according to their chiefly divisions in the land of Sire. Now, these are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the sons of Israel. Bela, son of Beor, reigned in Edom. The land of his city was Dinahaba, where Bela died. Jobab, son of Zebra, and Bozrah reigned in his place. When Jobab died, Husham, from the land of the Temanites, reigned in his place. When Husham died, Hadad, son of Bidad, who struck down the Midianites in the field of Moab, reigned in his place. The name of the city was Avit. When Hadad died, Samlah from Mashkara reigned in his place. When Samlah died, Shaul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his place. When Shaul died, Balahanah, son of Achbor, reigned in his place. When Balahanah, son of Achbor, died, Hadad reigned in his place. The name of the city is Por, and his wife's name is Mehetabel, daughter of Matra, daughter of Mizebeb. Now, these are the names of the chiefs from Esau, according to their family divisions, according to their places by their names: Chief Timnah, Chief Allah, Chief Jehath, Chief Oholibamah, Chief Elah, Chief Pinon, Chief Kenaz, Chief Temnah, Chief Mizpah, Chief Magdiel, Chief Iram. These are the chiefs of Edom, according to their places of residence in the land of their possession. This is Esau, the father of Edom. Okay, so a few thoughts on those three chapters, 34, 35 and 36 of Genesis. Horror and genealogies, and my goodness, those genealogies of Esau were certainly a mouthful. We begin obviously with that story of Dinah and her, well, the report is that she is raped, and it's one of those stories where you get the impression that you've not got the full story, that you've obviously got one perspective on this story, but Shechem is obviously in love with Dinah, and one wonders whether the rape is just in basically because she can't give consent for herself. That's why they always ask the father. It's not about what she wants. It's about what the men want, asking for their permission. So you can't really ever know what went on. Was it consensual, or was she taken against her will? We don't know. We can't know. I am reliably informed. I've got John Goldingay's Genesis for Everyone, which I have been reading through, accompanying this to give at least shed some light. I'm reliably informed that there's a touch of humour apparently within this rather bleak story. Hamor apparently it means donkey's ass. It means, so it means fool. And I suppose if you think about it, the little side note of, get circumcised, and then while they're still in pain, which I imagine might be reasonable amount of pain if you're older and get a circumcision, while they're all still smarting from that, they go and kill them all. But it is one of those stories that leaves me scratching my head as to how am I meant to deal with this. One one conclusion that Golden Gate has is, isn't it ironic that they are meant to be a blessing to all the nations, and they're meant to be, you know, spreading, they're meant to be going out, and you kind of feel that they're already not doing this. You know, oh, come be circumcised and then we're going to kill you all. But equally, we hear that really Hamor and Shechem are wanting this possession, they're wanting to overtake what they have. And I thought that I had with it, very next chapter was that rededication at Bethel. And I'd have to look into this further if I was going to be confident in it. But the rededication at Bethel, and he tells, Israel tells all his children to throw out all the gods. You wonder if there's been a walking away from God at this point, that the one true God has become polluted by household gods and by the cultures that surround them, because they are totally surrounded by these different cultures. And you feel like it's like a reclaiming that purity in that chapter, straight after the one where they're saying, no, we're not going to be a part of this. And whether that is somehow linked, that we have this reaffirmation of, actually, I am with one God. There's only one God for me, and it is the God of my father Abraham and, well, the God of grandfather Abraham and my father Isaac. I am with this one God. And there we have that relationship. And even more interestingly, in terms of narratively, so God promises again to Jacob or Israel that he's going to bless him. But then we have the genealogy of Esau. And all those long names, you know, I'm not going to test you on them, you can skip them, but it's talking about how Esau becomes a great nation, and it actually points out, can't remember what verse, it says that there are kings in Edom before there are any kings of Israel. So it's almost like God's promise to bless all of Abraham's children, even though Jacob is kind of the winner of the rivalry between them. Actually, Esau's children receive some of that blessing before his. And also, just to note that, like, Edom, again, it's another place of tension for the Israelites in that culture, so they probably look back on the text and go, oh, this is where all this tension has come from. I hope that's maybe clarified a few things, but I'm sure that there's still loads of questions, so take those questions, wrestle with them a bit, and I hope you're still with me, enjoying your Genesis read through.